Hello and bienvenue. I am Joker, the Full Metal Joker. Now, before we get started with the topic at hand, I have to let you know two things. One, if you do not like what has to be said, please remove yourself from this video. Two, everything I have to say is mostly opinion-based with a lining of truth. But if you feel like I'm wrong in certain areas, or I need more information than others, please feel free to contact me. You should already know how to do this by now. With that being said, before I go any further, I would like to give my props to CD Projekt Red. Now, who are they, you might ask? Well, they are the people that own GOG, Good Old Games, a game service that does not believe in having DRM in their stuff, and when you buy the game, you own the game. And they are the developers behind an interesting game that has a lot of positive and for some reason negative attention, Cyberpunk 2077. Now, the reason why I'm giving these people such props is for some reason they are one of the few game companies that aren't out there trying to screw their customers over. Now, what am I talking about? Well, apparently companies like EA and Epic are doing things that could be considered to some extent shady, as in hiding some of their content behind paywalls, adding predatory loot boxes in their games, or so they've been called. Now, I know some of you are going to say, well, how do you feel about loot boxes? Well, quite frankly, I honestly don't care. I don't buy them. If I get one for free in a game that I play, yeah, I'll open it, but I'm not putting any money in the loot boxes. Now, if it's loot that's just purely cosmetic, I honestly don't care. Hey, cool, you throw some either imaginary currency or real world currency into a loot box and you could have a chance of winning some outfit. And the issue that I have is loot boxes that have stuff that can give you that certain edge, especially in a game that you shelled 30, 40, 50, 60 plus dollars in. That's when I have an issue. But again, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Now, why am I having issues with these companies doing these sort of things? Well, quite frankly, I started having an issue when they went to the UK because the UK was having a meeting to discuss whether or not to do what quite a few countries within the EU have decided to do, as in ban these loot boxes. So they decided to come to talk to the people in Parliament in the meeting. And oh my God, that's all I really gotta say is it's just, oh my God, really? While they were being questioned as in stuff like, what do you call someone that's a frequent player? How much time do they play to count them as a frequent player? They're sitting here making these dumb answers to questions. And the dumbest one is, how do you feel about loot boxes in your games? Do you feel like they're predatory? And EA, they're either, the person there was either dumb or had nuts the size of Texas, because they went, well, first of all, we don't call them loot boxes. We call them surprise mechanics. No. Like I said before, I don't care when it comes to loot boxes. But if you're gonna do something like that, at least have the sense to sit here and call it like it is. If you're doing something messed up, own up to it. If you're doing something that you feel is right by your eyes, you should have no reason at all to sit here again to own up to it. But to sit here and skate around the truth just because you don't want to look bad and because you want to try and stop them from removing your precious loot boxes. Oh, I'm sorry. Surprise mechanics. Jeez, just the thought of that just irks me. Just no. If you're gonna go to a meeting to sit here and to convince them to take away your precious loot boxes, own up to it, answer your questions firm and proud, and you're trying to impress them to try and get them to go, okay, well maybe we should allow them to keep these loot boxes. Not sit here and sound like a sniveling idiot in order to I don't know what you were trying to achieve. My head is drawing a blank there. But it makes no sense for you to sit here and blatantly lie and go, well, there's surprise mechanics, when you call them loot boxes all the time, to the point where if you want people to buy your game, you go, well, see, guys, we're not going to have loot boxes in these games. We're not going to hide our stuff behind paywalls. Trust us. Well, looks like you ruined my trust. Heck, Epic ruined my trust so much in between all the stuff that they've been doing that I decided, as you all know, to remove anything Epic related from my computer. You've got a lot of proving to do, both of you, before I can really trust y'all again. You've burned me to some extent. Epic, they've completely burned me. EA, I've only got like 1, maybe 2 games of theirs on my computer. That's it. And you guys have screwed up big in my eyes, and judging by the reactions of everyone on the internet, you got a lot of people that are pissed off at you, especially with the whole surprise mechanics. So, EA, Epic, if you watch this, fix whatever you're doing, or at least if you're not gonna fix it, own up to it. With that being said, if you enjoyed the content that I produce, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. If you want to support this channel even further, feel free to check out my Patreon and PayPal me. However you choose to support this channel is greatly appreciated. Thank you, and good luck.